I wasn't expecting that. Are you ready for a little bit of unindoctrination? I hope so. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, coming to you from the heartland of America with the spirit of 1776 and a rebel yell. We've been pushed too far. We're back. You won't like it if you keep pushing. I noticed we had some interesting chat in here. Miranda says she wanted me to know that she thinks we're kindred spirits. Everything that we're saying, she's always felt I'm the first person that she's here to say it. Miranda, that's about the way it goes. You're not gonna hear this stuff anywhere else because as you can see on the screen, I'm very humbly yours, the best in the world at what I do. Lee Champion, with apologies to my friend Chris Jericho. And I saw some other good stuff in here. Imaginary Man says, good evening, cousins. Miranda, Southern girl, Confederate pride running through her veins. A special hell yeah, rebel yell for you. Thanks to see you here. Thanks for coming. Nice to see you here. I see Juan Galvez. He makes the most aromatic coffee in the world, if you remember that from back in the day. And Brandon trying to get something going on in the chat room. You can't blame a man for trying. Artie, quick recovery to you. Thanks for the email, and nice to see you in the house. We started the other night talking about the 10 characteristics of a cult. We only got through 5. We're going to finish the last 5 tonight, but I want to show you something new, and I want to encourage you, when you can, make your way over here to jeffreydaugherty.com. Got a little bit of a different look. I kind of tried to make it cleaner, a little cleaner, a little nicer. And if you notice, we've got all of our sponsors right here. So if you need any of that, if you need to donate because we are demonetized, you can do that right there. Here's all the website, all the YouTube channels. And we added a few things, highlighted some of the places that we've been featured. And we've got 3 videos right here in the bottom of the front page. But this is what I wanted to show you. I'm going to start doing a new newsletter, an email. I'm going to do it once a week. And you'll be able to start your week with the Jeffrey Daugherty newsletter or the Jeffrey Daugherty email. All you have to do is come here. You're going to click sign up for free. It's going to take you to the contact us. Just put your name, your email in there and say, hey, I'd like to get the newsletter. And you'll get it every Monday by, where's my foot pad here? You give it every Monday by the close of business. Still fighting that knee pain, but we are going to be victorious. So that's what I wanted to show you. Nice to see you here today. And we're looking forward to having a great show. So let's talk about the last 5 characteristics of a cult. And if you missed the first show, there's always time after this to go back to it and check it out, because we spent almost an hour on those first 5 characteristics. I think a lot of people learned a lot of things. A lot of people saw a lot of things. And I'm sure that we're going to see the same thing here today. And let me get over to where we need to be, and we will start off. We're going to start with number 6, the 6th standard, the 6th aspect, the 6th, what would you call it, a characteristic of a cult. And this one is a little weird because you don't see it all the time, but you do see it in real hardcore cults. Somebody said the website was Mission Impossible-esque. I'll take that. So here's number 6, and that's a little bit of an odd one, but if you've ever been in a hardcore cult, you'll know what I'm talking about. Deprivation of food, sleep, or relaxation. I would never deprive you of your focused life force energy and your opportunity to get that high consciousness on demand. Helps your plants, helps your pets, helps the intake of the food that you consume. It mitigates your EMF. No one's been abducted from a fluffy field. go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the fluffy logo. They do offer some really nice free trials, but just get it, baby. Just get it. Anyway, you'll like it. So one of the characteristics of hardcore cults, deprivation of food, sleep, and relaxation. That just sounds like a weekend to some people. And hey, you know. So without adequate food, sleep, and relaxation, you cannot make spiritual progress. That's just a fact. And cultic groups will deprive you of food, deprive you of sleep, deprive you of relaxation in order to weaken you, control your growth, but most of all, to keep you more controllable. Miranda says, what kind of cult? Any kind of cult, Miranda, any kind of cult. We're talking about cults generally, and we look at a couple of things specifically, as you'll see right here, right now, because what we've been asking is the Church of Scientology a cult? Well, the Church of Scientology keeps Sea Org members. Sea Org is kind of like their clergy, for lack of a better word. It literally keeps them on a starvation diet. They pay them like $45-50 a week, ladies and gentlemen. I think they feed them in cafeterias, but they're not eating surf and turf. Let me put it to you that way. They keep them on a near starvation diet, and they keep them on a salary that's unlivable. I grew up in Clearwater, Florida. That's their headquarters. I spent all my time downtown, and I'd see the people come into the coffee shop where I'm having a hot coffee and, you know, maybe a sandwich or something I'd like. And I would literally go up to them and say, how the hell can you afford that? And they'd look at me like, what are you doing spying on me? And we'd have some conversations, but mostly not. So the Church of Scientology doesn't want them to be able to go anywhere else or do anything else outside of Church of Scientology circles, and they don't ever want them to be able to save enough money to leave. They want them trapped. So the Church of Scientology is definitely 100% a cult. Is L. Ron Hubbard, Dianetics, and Scientology, which we're talking about, which we talk about on our Create Yourself channel, and we're talking about continually here, and you're going to hear more and more about it. L. Ron Hubbard, LRH, wrote, without enough, and you know, I proofread these, and I still make typographical errors. I'm going to have to fire my proofreading staff, but then I'd have to fire me. So that's no good. Without getting enough food and sleep, one cannot make spiritual progress. Beware of people who do not allow you enough sleep for a long time. They want to weaken you. They want to weaken your growth, and they want to weaken your group. Sleep deprivation, said LRH, and poor nutrition are aimed at suppressing the individual and destroying the group. And you've got to remember, LRH saw firsthand what he was talking about. If you think back to some of our earlier videos last week, early this week, it all runs together, folks. It's just another day in paradise for me. I don't even know what day it is. I just know that I'm in paradise, and I'm loving it. I really am. But ask me what day it is. I'm not going to get the date right, and I usually won't get the day right. But hey, I always show up when it's time to do what I've got to do. He saw this firsthand at the Oak Knoll Hospital. Remember, he was working, developing Dianetics, helping people out. And in another wing of the hospital, they were working on MK Ultra. And they were using L. Ron Hubbard's Dianetic theories and practices, and they were back engineering them to create MK Ultra. Are you saying that the government back engineered Scientology, well, probably more specifically Dianetics, to create MK Ultra? It's exactly what I'm saying, and I've proven it to you. So L. Ron Hubbard was probably the first man to ever stare at a goat. Thank you for that, imaginary man. I should have thought of that. So, yes, Scientology, Church of Scientology is a cult. No, L. Ron Hubbard, Dianetics, not a cult. What about Christianity? That's X, Christianity, Christianity Light, that's XL. What about them? Are they a cult based upon this food deprivation, sleep deprivation? Well, I have seen it happen in certain places. Remember, I was an evangelist. I went from church to church for 20 years, preaching in different churches, different places. I've seen it happen, but to be objective, to be empirical, it cannot be said to be true across the board. So on this point, the answer is Christianity or Christian Light a cult? I can only say sometimes. Brandon says that in the military, they only give you 4 to 6 hours of sleep. When I was in basic, we always got 8 hours, but that's 8 hours from the time they say, get in bed, get in bed, get in bed. And the time they come around with a baseball bat and an empty aluminum trash can. So you do get 8 hours, quote unquote, but it's not really enough to count as sleep deprivation, at least in my opinion. But I get your point, Brandon. It's kind of in the same ballpark, but probably not really. So we can't complain about that with them, I don't think. So number 7, and here's a good one. Exploitation of the workforce. What does this mean? This means that you exploit your staff. You exploit your workers to the point of total exhaustion. And the Church of Scientology is famous for this. They're definitely a cult in this way. I've watched those people. They work 12, 14, 16, 18 hours a day. And you see them walking down the street, they look toe up from the flow up, man. I mean, they work these people literally to the bone. I can't remember if I've seen any fat Scientologists. They don't have time to get fat. They don't have money to get fat. They're on that low-income diet. It's hard to cheat on that low-income diet. It really is. I've been on it. So, yes, the Church of Scientology is definitely a cult when it comes to exploitation of the workforce. LRH always insisted upon free weekends when he was in charge and vacation weeks for all of the people in the Sea Org and that work for Scientology. So no, LRH is not a cult. I don't have enough evidence to say that Christianity is guilty of this or Christian Light. So I would have to say there's no widespread evidence of that and give them a pass on it. Now, here's a good one. Here's a big one. Number 8, the degradation of the individual. You'll always see a cult including the concept of the group is everything, the individual is nothing. In a cultic scenario, the group goals are the only important thing, and the individual goals disappear. You're measured by how well you support the group. They're trying to stop your goals, make you wrong, and then they have you completely. Church of Scientology, of course, yes, it's a cult. We don't even have to go into it. LRH wrote, the group serves only the one purpose. The group serves one purpose, to help the individual to fully develop his abilities, not a cult. That's what we're here for. That is what we're here for. We are here to help the individual fully develop their abilities. We're 45, is it 45,000, 46,000? What is it? I think it's 45,700 now. Thank you for that. We're 45,700 strong, and the group is only here for the purpose of helping individuals fully develop their abilities. Joe, right on time with a great quote as we move into Is Christianity or Christian Light a cult? Joe quotes this: deny yourself. When somebody's telling you deny yourself, are they not trying to degrade the individual? Deny yourself. Pick up your cross and follow me. Thank you so much for that, Joe Sapien. A cult also always includes the concept. Group is everything. They deny the individual. And when somebody's saying to you, deny yourself, pick up your cross, and follow me, that, ladies and gentlemen, is, and I'm sorry, I got lost. I got lost, didn't I? I hit the wrong buttons. I get so excited, and I hit the wrong buttons. The group serves only to help the individual. We're talking about Christianity and Christianity Light. Whenever it starts with deny, and that's in the script, deny yourself, pick up your cross, and follow me. Where is that? I can't remember exactly what. Deny yourself, pick up cross. Hope it's in there. Now that we made that. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Matthew 16:24. Let's look at this. Thank you. This is really good stuff. I didn't think of this one. See? I'm not perfect. And I didn't, it's too much, because a lot of times in the YouTube world today, if you correct someone, you're attacking them and they're upset and they block you and they get mad at you and they say horrible things about you. I was corrected and I'm thankful for it because I missed it. Because look what it says here. And, oh, man, look at that. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you. I won't make any jokes about that. Plastic Jesus is the one talking. Plastic Jesus. And guess what, guys? These words are in red. It's the red letters. The bloody letters. And what does he say? If anybody wants to come after me, if anybody wants to walk my way, they must deny themselves. Take up the cross and follow me. They must deny. Look at what this word means. Why don't you ever look up the words that these crazy Christian and crazy Christian light YouTubers that you can't quit? You're like Brokeback Mountain on these people. I can't quit you. You're Brokeback Mountain on these lying bitches. It'd almost be better if you were Brokeback Mountain with somebody on Brokeback Mountain. It would do you less harm. Well, I guess yeah, it would. Well, wait a second for that to clear your minds. All right. Deny yourself. Well, Jeff, that just means that you're supposed to deny the bad part of you and you're supposed to focus on baby G. No, here's what it means. Deny yourself, disown yourself, repudiate yourself, disregard yourself, strongly reject yourself, ignore, disown, and repudiate yourself. That's what it says. And this same lying little bitch, and yes, I'm talking about Plastic Jesus. Did you just call Jesus a lying little bitch? I did, but he's not real anyway, so it doesn't matter. Because he says, deny yourself, hate yourself. But then he says, love your neighbor as yourself. So explain that to me, my great Christian friends, all you Christian leaders, all you Christian scholars who have no testicular fortitude and won't ever debate me. I've had two of them challenge me to a fight, a literal fist fight, but they're both afraid to debate. How the hell are you supposed to say love your neighbor? It makes perfect sense. It's just, see, it just dropped on me. We're the ones that are messed up. When he says, love your neighbor as yourself, what he knows is that he's already told you to do what to yourself? Deny, disown, repudiate, disregard. So what's he telling you? He's telling you, deny, disown, repudiate, and disregard your neighbor. Because that's what he just told you to do to yourself. Boom, shakalaka, boom, ba-ba-bam. That's good shit right there. I just destroyed your silly little religion. And it's only been 20 minutes and 18 seconds. This is what you call decoding the script, and you've been weighed in the balance, bitches, and you're found wanting. But you're wanting to keep being a bitch so much that you'll just stay there. Shame on you. You got mail. Deny, disown, repudiate yourself. And then love your neighbor as yourself. Well, somebody help me. Love your neighbor as yourself. If you deny, disown, repudiate, and disregard yourself, he's telling you to deny, disown, repudiate, and disregard your neighbor. And I was in church for 20 years, and that's exactly what y'all do. Exactly. If you're going to be like Plastic Jesus, you got to deny, repudiate yourself and your neighbor. And then what do? You take up your cross. What's your cross? It's a instrument of crucifixion. It's a torture, human sacrifice. You know what he's really saying? He's saying, hate yourself, hate your neighbor, and eat babies with me. Eat babies just like I do. Because the only way, oh, this is deep. This is bonus material right here. I didn't see this coming. The only way that they can get you to follow them, accompany them in the things they do, attend the ceremonies of the things that they do, follow the things that they do. The only way that you can get them, people, to follow what Plastic Jesus, the fake guy that never was, the dead guy on the stick, the human sacrifice, the thing you all eat his flesh, drink his blood, you bunch of cannibals. The only way you can get somebody to do that is if you can get them to deny, disown, repudiate, and disregard their own selves. And then you get them to deny, disown, repudiate, and disregard their neighbors. If you can deny, disown, repudiate, and disregard your neighbor, you can deny, disown, repudiate, and disregard your neighbor's babies while you're drinking them and eating them. I just gave you a huge, we just cracked a huge code in the script. And I challenge any of you chickens to debate me on any of these subjects. And I'm talking about an honest, scholarly, Robert's Rules of Order debate. I won't hold my breath because I would die long before one of you summoned up the courage. Is Christianity a cult? Of course it is. They repudiate the individual. Christianity's entire program is to degrade the individual. Christianity's entire program is to make the group paramount. And that's not the movie studio. I mean, most important. Remember, they said, it's no longer I that live, but Plastic Jesus that lives in me. I am dead and Christ lives in me. They want you to kill yourself. You've got to kill yourself to be a Christian. How the hell else can Plastic Jesus live in you if you haven't killed yourself? It's a suicide cult. But the suicide you commit is spiritual suicide because you allow Plastic Jesus and the Father to possess you, plus 14 other spirits possess you. You're dead. You're buried. You're gone. It's not you anymore. They're living through you. You can't degrade the individual any more than that. Then they tell you, take all thoughts captive. And then they go Pink Floyd on you. From which the whole body joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in the measure of every point, maketh the increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love. That's just Bible talk for all in all, we're just another brick in the wall. In Christianity light, there's no you. It's a cult. It's a cult. And there's no doubt about it. Ooh, dadgummit. Did I do it again? I did it again. That's all right. We'll go back. Because what I really wanted you to know is that I don't know this for sure, but I'm willing to bet that there is nobody in a cult that's taken C60 purple power. I would almost guarantee that you can't take C60 purple power and be in a cult, because it makes you think better. It makes you think more clearly. It amplifies all of your spiritual aspects. And Cliff High says him and his wife are alive today because of it. Go to jeffreydaugherty.com and get some C60 purple power. If you click on the logo there, the discount's built in. If you want to just go to c60purplepower.com, use the code TCW10. Knocks out heavy metals, best antioxidant, virility, energy, and it helps you find and fulfill your great basic purpose. If there was only one supplement I could take, that would be it. Get the C60 purple power. Number 9. Cults use emotional manipulation. They use fear and guilt. A cult will always try to manipulate you by creating fear and guilt in you. It's a complete distortion of true, right, and wrong. I would only have anecdotal evidence on the Church of Scientology in this regard because I was never in it. I just watched it from afar, so there's not enough evidence for me to make a statement as to whether the Church of Scientology uses fear and guilt on its members. I would guess that it does, but I can't make a definitive statement on it. LRH wrote extensively against this, so no, LRH is not a cult in this regard. What about Christianity? What about Christianity Light? Is Christianity and Christianity Light guilty of emotional manipulation? Is Christianity and Christianity Light guilty of using fear and guilt against you? Where do I begin? Christianity is, from start to finish, a fear and guilt control matrix. It's a fear and guilt control matrix, and there's no doubt about it. But I'm going to go right to your script, and I'm going to show you that they show you that they use fear, that they use guilt, and that you are trapped in a fear and guilt control matrix. Watch this. I'm going to the script. You call it the scriptures. I call it the script, because that's what it is. It's a script to keep you in a crypt. Look at this part of the script right here. The fear of the rat bastard is the beginning of knowledge. The fear of the rat bastard is the beginning of knowledge. Well, Jeff, that means reverence. That means that you really love him. It doesn't really mean fear. You're a special kind of special if you believe that, because if you believe that, you've shown me that you don't have the mental acuity to click on one hyperlink and then click on another hyperlink to find out that fear means fear. It don't mean reverence. It don't mean respect. Oh, go there. What does it really mean? It means a fright, to fear. Don't shake your your fat little Cheeto dust-covered finger at me and tell me, oh, it just means reverence. It means to be affrighted. It means to be afraid. That's what the word means right out of the script. And the beginning of wisdom to him, the beginning of knowledge to him, the rat bastard, is fear. If you're a Christian, you're in a fear and guilt control matrix. But us, they call us fools because we despise that and we won't do that. I'm a fool, baby. Call me a fool, but I will never bow the knee. I will never submit myself to fear of some God. Oh, do I have time? I have time. I have time. It's my show. I don't know if I can find this, though. I don't know if I can find this quickly enough. We've used this before, but we've used it for a different purpose. So I'm trying to see if I can find the purpose that I want to use it for and see if I can show this to you because it's really good if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it. Will they give us enough? Will they give us enough, ladies and gentlemen? Because Dr. Leonard McCoy, Chief Medical Officer of the USS Enterprise, makes a great speech about, we're not going to be able to see it. What did he say? He says, I reject any God that causes pain for his own pleasure. Any God that causes pain for his own pleasure. For his own pleasure. Is that in here anywhere, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know if it would be or not. Videos. It's not there, but that's what Dr. McCoy said. And that's what I say. I reject any God that causes pain for his own pleasure. I reject any God that causes fear for his own pleasure. I reject any God that runs a fear and guilt control matrix. And this God of Christianity is running a fear and guilt control matrix because he says the fear of the Lord's the beginning of knowledge. And if you didn't get it right the first time, the fear of the Lord's the beginning of wisdom 8 chapters later. Fear, fear, fear. What's your God all about? Fear. But wait, there's more. It's also fear and guilt. Because remember, why did the Son of God have to go to the cross? Because the rat bastard was a murderer? Yes. Because we needed some blood to drink? Yes. Because we needed some flesh to eat? Yes. Because we're a bunch of cannibals? Yes. But what's the basic reason why? Why did the Son of God have to go to the cross? Because of you. You sinned. You killed Jesus. They even have a song about it. Can I remember it? Who killed Jesus all those years ago? Who killed Jesus? I'd really like to know. Why did he have to die? What was the reason why? And then it says, I killed Jesus. Because it was your sins that put him on the cross. So not only is it fear, you've also got the guilt because you killed Jesus. Christianity is a cult. And I'm not just talking about the Roman Catholics. I'm talking about the Roman Protestants. And I'm talking about all you little liars that want to say we're not, but you are. You're a cult, a fear and guilt matrix cult. And I just proved it. Number 10. A cult will always have fighting the critics, and a cult will always spy on each other. A cult will always try to stifle all criticism of the leader. You can't criticize the leader. You can't question the leader. And a lot of these guys, they run their own cult. I work with these people and I say, wait a minute, man. I was working with somebody a couple years ago. You'd know who it was if I called the name, but I won't. And I said, whoa, dude, you're wrong there, man. That's wrong. Why are you attacking me? You're the devil. Worked with another dude. Yo, man, that's wrong. Why are you attacking me? When you have somebody that you can't even ask a question of or challenge without being accused of attack and without being attacked, you got a cult. And there's a lot of one-man cults out there. There's one-girl cults out there. You can't question me. Well, I just did. Well, you're wrong. That's a one-man cult. There's some one-man cults out there. There's some one-woman cults out there. Now, if you're in a place where you can't ask a question, when you can't make a hopefully constructive criticism, now if somebody says, oh, your shirt's ugly and your glasses are stupid, that's not a criticism of the leader. That's a trollish statement. But if somebody says, why, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to go into detail. If that's not allowed, you got a cult. If you're not allowed to question the leader, you got a cult. And they encourage others to spy and report on instances of such things. Well, did you know that Blue Blood was talking to Lisa Gallant and Cynthia was standing by, an imaginary man and two trees? They heard it too. And somebody actually questioned if Jeff was right. Oh, then all 4 or 5 of those people have to be in trouble. Why? Because they criticized the leader. Why? Because they allowed criticism of the leader to go on without telling on those people. Snitches, bitches, stitches. Church of Scientology is built on that. Goes without saying, they're a cult. Now listen to what L. Ron Hubbard wrote. I used to hate it so well. I'll wait till we get to the Christian part, and I'll share that. And I don't really hate anything. Maybe I do, but L. Ron Hubbard wrote, we believe that all men have the right to think freely, to talk freely, to write freely their own opinions, and to counter. Ron, I think you're wrong about that, bro. Or write upon the opinions of others. We work for freedom of speech in the world. LRH is not a cult. But how many places do you know where you can't write freely against the opinions of the leader? You can't, don't even try to counter one of their opinions. Don't try to write an email about their opinions. Tracy just used one of my favorite quotes. You have a right to be wrong. And I might tell you that if you call me out on something. Because I've been doing this for 40 years. I'm not wrong very often. But sometimes I am. What about Christianity in this regard? There used to be this thing, I was in Pentecostal churches. And they had these gifts of the Spirit, right? So-called. And one of the gifts of the Spirit, they called it discernment. Oh, Sister Duma Floody has got something going on. I got the spirit of discernment. I can tell. Well, first of all, there ain't no spirit of discernment. If you get into the Greek, it's called ability to distinguish between good and evil spirits. That's it. But it wasn't really the gift of discernment. It was the gift of suspicion. That's what you Christians got. Oh, I got the gift of discernment. I can tell there's something wrong with Jeff. No, you got the gift of suspicion. And you need to shut the hell up until you know for sure. Christianity. Are they fighting critics? Are they wanting you to spy on each other? When they say take every thought captive, that is not a prescription for freedom of speech. Take every thought captive for plastic Jesus. That is not a prescription for freedom of speech. It's a prescription for the opposite. You are dead and Christ lives in you. That is not a prescription for freedom of any kind. You're bought with a price. I've shown you what that means. That literally means that you are a slave that was purchased at market. You're not free in Christianity. You're not free in Christianity Light. And you're certainly not free to question doctrine or teaching. And you're told, see something, say something. If somebody in the church is saying something bad about the pastor, you got to go tell the assistant pastor. Christianity is a cult. Christianity Light is a cult. Christianity is more cultic even than the Black Church of Scientology. Wow. Wow. That's 10 characteristics of a cult. How does your group measure up? And how about you? Do you have the guts to ask the questions? These are truths you'll hear nowhere else. Only here and only on this channel. Only here and only on this channel. Folks, the Fluffy, the C60, and if you want to finish that hat trick, go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the big M logo. You can get the Mystech jewelry, which keeps you physically, spiritually, and physically, spiritually, and mentally optimized. It's the only place you can get a 20% discount. Go to the website, click on the big M. Folks, it's just that simple. It really is. We know what a cult is. We know if our thing is a cult. And now we got to be able to ask ourselves, do we have the guts to leave a cult once we find ourselves in one? But I'll be lonely. Well, at least you won't be in jail. At least you won't be in jail. What do we got in the chat room, ladies and gentlemen? What do we got? What's wrong? No sound. You got to turn your sound up. That's what's wrong. Robert V says, you're definitely the best at what you do. Thank you. It's a little silly, but the Christian Whistleblower dating chat. Hey, I don't mind. I don't mind. Jan says, always a breath of fresh air with straight up truth. Thank you, Jan. I appreciate that very much. Laura says, hello, fam. I like the idea that you consider this family. I really do. I prefer to be the stupidest person in the room. I don't have to be the smartest guy in the room, but the stupidest guy in the room is probably over there picking his nose and eating it. So I don't want to be that guy either. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Thank you, Two Trees. Like the website, signed up for the newsletter. Awesome. Some kind of brain training thing. Sunrise services, midweek services. Yep. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I still don't know what day it is, says Tracy. I think smart people don't know what day it is. All right. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? The mind of Christ, not your mind. Yeah. I don't know how these people do it. Submit yourselves. Yep. I don't know why they do it. I don't know why they do it. The collective over the individual. A little bit of communism. Joe, I got to do this show again on its own, but if you look at communism and you look at Christianity, they're the same exact thing. What is every Christian's wet dream? I just want to see God ruling from Jerusalem in the temple with a rod of iron. What is that? It's a Lemish guy in a Lemish temple in the Lemish capital ruling the whole world under Lemish law. That's called communism. The Lims started every single communist rule or communist revolution that's ever been. And what does communism want? One guy ruling everybody with an iron fist. You dummies. You've been thinking that you're in some Christian. You are Marxist, Leninist, communist. That's what Christianity is. And you're a special kind of special because you don't want to see that. Amazing the cons you expose when you look at the context. Ooh, very well played, Tracy Dyer. Very well played. Miranda Strong says, I think most of the Bible is bullshit. She's right. She's right. What else we got? What else we got? The yoke of slavery, the yoke of bondage. That's right. My yoke is light. Joe Sapiens is on fire tonight. Plastic Jesus said, my yoke is light. It's still a yoke. You know what a yoke is? A yoke is that big thing they put on cattle and make them pull the damn cart. Oh, Plastic Jesus loves us so much, he's going to give us a light yoke and an easy yoke. Plastic Jesus loves you so much, he's going to make you put on one of those gimp masks, but he'll let you unzip the mouth halfway so you can still breathe. Don't we love Plastic Jesus? You're a sub. You're a sadomasochistic sub if you're a Christian. And he whacks you in the ass with that powder. You're like, thank you, Plastic Jesus. Can I have another? What is wrong with you people? I want that light yoke. I want that easy yoke. I'll be a good animal if you'll be a good master. What is wrong with you? What kind of an intelligent person says, oh, that's good. I like that. I'll take it. Give me some more of it. How many of you can go Tim McGraw on that? I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. What's wrong with you? Maybe you're no better than cattle. Maybe you're not a real person. Take my yoke upon you. Please put a collar on me. And it ain't one of them cute, sexy collars. It's a big old wooden yoke. But it's a light yoke. It's light wood. You people are crazy. You're crazy. So, you're supposed to invite Plastic Jesus in, and it's okay to eat the flesh and drink the blood of others. Yeah. It's called a death cult, says Tracy Dyer. Lisa says, just add some Kool-Aid. Yep. Cults are everywhere. Groupthink mentality. C60 removes heavy metals from your brain. It does. Oh my, I tell you what. Was he being sarcastic? Key Love asked. Do I look like I'm being sarcastic? Of course I'm not being sarcastic. Rewind it and watch it. Just because you don't know. Anyway, here we go. I got Cheetos fingers, Joe. Doesn't surprise me. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Please, Daddy, no more. Don't hurt me anymore. Oh, my. Mount Sinai, S-I-N. That's good. Mount Sin, A-I. Ooh. There's a better one. He's not even real. He's not. Let's see. Bible, believing in bullshit lies every day. Love it. That's great right there. That is really great. That's it. Oh, so it's better because it's plastic? I don't know what that means. Plastic Jesus means he's fake. He's not real. Folks, now you know all 10 of the characteristics of a cult. If you want to see part 1 of this series, go back onto the videos. You will see part 1 and you can watch it. You can partake of it. It's good stuff. The lady above me says the yoke is plastic. That's Plastic Jesus. It's a little play on words there, Miranda. A little play on words. Well, folks, I know that you're dying to get back to the Demon Rat National Circus, so I'll let you do that. Please give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on your way out. That allows more people to see this video and hear this video. And for Tracy Dyer, J. Meyer, the great moderators, I salute you for being here, seeking after church, after truth, not church. You used to do that. I was reading. And for the lovely Cynthia, we do appreciate you very much. There's no doubt about it. And you got mail. I'm just your humble mailman. I bring you the mail. I put it in your box. It's open. It's up to you to open it up and read it. But you can't say you didn't know. Remember, folks, you're divine, you're sovereign, you're free. You don't have original sin. You're born with the spark of divinity within. You don't have to go on bended knee to somebody else's savior because you don't need salvation. You're divine. You're sovereign. You're free. You absolutely are. Keep asking questions. Keep questioning the answers. Dig deeper. Just like the post office is supposed to be, rain, snow, sleet, dark and night, I am that guy. Nothing will keep me from making my appointed rounds, cousins. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, and you got mail.